Hey everyone, John Henry here, Slingshot Futures Trading Group, SSFTG. One of the big things that really comes with the territory of trading is learning to just stick with the trade, right? Now, when we're dealing with the markets, one of the easiest things to do after you get into a trade is to talk yourself out of that trade. You find another pattern set up, or another indicator tells you something, or something. It doesn't matter what, but something tells you to exit before it's done, and you end up missing the best winner of the day. And worse yet, it might not have even been anything in particular. It might have just been an emotional exit. That's a lot of salt in the wound. First off, we've all been there, okay? Multiple times, weekly, heck, sometimes even daily. It's so incredibly easy to talk yourself out of a trade that you've gotten into, but why? Why is it so easy to backtrack on yourself? This is a massive form of self-sabotage. Now, there are definitely reasons to exit a trade early if there is context for it, but exiting a trade early for no good reason other than because you don't like it, or it just isn't going to, it's not doing what you wanted it to perfectly, it's not necessarily invalidating anything. Well, that's the problem. You're exiting for no good reason. And doing that is just going to make it so you end up sticking with the larger losers and, well, you get out of the winners that you should have kept. Don't get me wrong, this will always happen because we're human, okay? We mess up sometimes. Welcome to being human. But understanding why it happens is the first step into avoiding it next time. So we've already kind of talked about the problem. What's the problem? Well, a lot of times traders just keep analyzing, right? They keep going. So when I enter into a trade, I absolutely, first of all, must have 3 reasons for a trade. More often than not, order flow and market structure are 2 of those reasons. So that means that I really only need to find 1 more. It doesn't really have to be a huge reason, and it honestly doesn't really matter the reason for the sake of this video. But once I have found my reason, I highlight the zone and I delete everything that led up to it. So let me give you an example. With the current market that's setting up right now, we just had a very nice rotation off of an L5. So from an L5 perspective, when the market breaks above the highs, my next anticipated move is an L2. So what I'm looking at in this case, and this is why I have templates like this, I'll go in here and I'll say, I only want to look at the L2. That's the only part that I care about. Now, there should be other reasons for the trade, but just throwing it out there, this would be one of those examples where I can mark up the zone of interest. I've got it right here. We've got our previous major swing highs as horizontal support and resistance, which lines up with the bottom edge. We'll widen that up just a little bit. And then as far as other layers or zones of interest, I mean, we could find a wedge inside there, and that might also add a secondary zone. We're not trying to make a trade here. The important thing is highlighting the fact that we've got those 3 different things telling us that we've got a potential trade, and highlighting this zone so that I know that that's the spot of interest. And when I'm done with that zone, I can go in, and I can say, okay, you know what? I really don't care about anything else. None of the other things really matter. This is the zone that I care about. Now, what do I want to do? I want to be a buyer here, so let me make it green so I can save myself the hassle later. And this way, by deleting everything, right, this creates a situation where all I have left is the setup. And that's the setup that we located and analyzed and nothing else. Now, because we're forcing ourselves to only look at that, I can't analyze my way out of this because I would have to redo all of the analysis. The cool thing about this is it's more of a psychological hack. Humans are lazy, but we're efficient lazy, right? The less work that we have to do to get an answer, that's how we're going to do it. That's how we've evolved to where we are now, right? It's good lazy in a sense. But because we're deleting everything else and only leaving the primary zone, we're kind of playing off of that laziness of the mindset of the human that would be like, well, I don't really want to do all that again. I know this is my zone, that's good enough. Now I can zoom into a faster time frame, or I can find an entry pattern, or whatever it is that I need to do in this zone. And there's not really a way for me to sabotage myself in a way out of this because I've deleted all of that analysis. I would have to go back through and reanalyze everything, and hopefully along the way, I would catch myself in what I was doing and pump the brakes a little bit. So that's just some of the tips and tricks that I use in order to kind of stick with the trade. And sometimes, and like I said, everybody falls victim to this. It's not just me. It's not just you. I promise. I know sometimes it feels like it. But there are going to be those times where we just exit our trades early and it goes without you, right? Welcome to the markets, welcome to being human. But again, the important reasoning and understanding as to why it's happening really saves a lot of hassle. And by deleting all of the other stuff, it helps immensely, and it plays off of that psychological laziness. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if it's something that you're battling with, maybe this will be a tool that will help turn things around for you. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, or if it's a more detailed question, you can always shoot me an email, jhb@ssftg.com. Until the next one, enjoy, rest up, and we'll see you all then. Thanks.